Hello, everybody. Welcome to Make It Make Sense with Auntie. Of course, I am Auntie. Today we have an exciting show. Gonna be a little different. So y'all got me all night for an hour, but we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So we're gonna just literally jump right in. I don't if for everybody that was listening last week, we did put up that we do have T-shirts that are available. My birthday is next Friday, May 24th. So the Don't Make You Family Reunion is next Saturday, May 25th at Woodland Terrace Park. If you are in Tampa, please make sure that you stop by. You do not want to miss this. We are going to have so much fun. We have introduced, of course, all of my lemon products. If you know, my mother loves lemonade. So we are doing lemonade give outs, and you can get one of these cool cups. I also found the coolest thing. So one of my friends, she's now one of our friends, one of our auntie's cousins. We went to the Five Below down here. I love Five Below. If you know me, that's one of my favorite shops. So I went in and I grabbed this little cute bag because I love lemons. And it's not just something for the show. I literally love lemons. My best friend just asked me, what is up with you and lemons? I don't know. I just love them. So I found the coolest little thing at the store, and I was like, okay, it's a little gift, and it's an actual picnic mat. And this picnic mat is the measurements is like 146.1. Well, okay, let's see what it says. 57.5 inches by 50. So this is a huge picnic mat that literally we're gonna put inside of a gift basket because I will be, if you know me, Auntie gives away everything, and I am giving away a gift basket for my birthday. So if you come out, you will be able to win that. We have plenty of games, plenty of prizes that's going to be available. Again, people ask me why am I giving stuff away when it's my birthday? Because I like to give back to the community. Um, all right, so there has been a lot of stuff going on in the news, and we are going to jump right in. Literally, we're going to jump right in because there are some stuff that I want to discuss. We have some things that are going on that need to be discussed. Excuse me, Brielle. So there we have, like I said, there's a couple of things that's going on in the news that we want to discuss. First of all, it's nothing that's new. It's something that we need to do. We need to speak on. There are a lot of, like they say, killings that are going on where there are a lot of children. And as you know, Auntie speaks for the kids. We do have a lot of children that are losing their lives. But not only when we speak about the children that's losing their lives, we also are in a generation where you have a lot of I'm gonna say, love and relationships and soul ties. And so we are building relationships and soul ties that realistically, if you're not prepared for those relationships, then let me get that little girl. If you are not prepared for those relationships, you can build soul ties with people, and they are definitely real. Those are like, the moments you wake up, don't know what's going on, you done been around a person, and it's completely draining you. A person can't drain you unless you have an attachment to them, because otherwise you wouldn't care what they have going on. So I'm looking for the article. I had saved this article that I had found. Um, Let me go back to it. While I'm looking for it, okay. So there was an okay. So the first incident we're discussing when it comes to children involved in murders and different things. So I read this article that there's a 10-year-old little girl that was arrested for murder, and I would say maybe a few years ago, I might have said that it baffled my mind to see that we have this going on. But to realistically see that this is something that is happening more and more in the community, and it's happening more and more in the world, where we're looking at children that don't know how to control their emotions, their feelings. And that's something that has to be either shown to them or the lack of, what I'm saying? So these children are building these relationships or whatever the relationships are that need to realistically be handled because where other children are at fault. Well, not I won't say at fault, but are losing their lives to kids. And so it says the post that I had, man, was like, imagine sending your child to a daycare and receiving a call that the 10-year-old foster child of the owners has taken your child's life. Well, that's the news that somebody got. Um, there was, I don't want to just really say it because I don't want to play too loud, but there was a young lady, like I said, a 10-year-old little girl, who was at the daycare, and the responsibility, personally, I'm just gonna say this, lies on the daycare owner, whether it was her foster mom, whatever you call her. I don't understand. And I worked in daycares, I worked in schools, I worked in group homes. At what point do you allow a 10-year-old to care for any child when they're in your care, unless it's specifically like a relative and they know like the 10-year-old babysit, and you do, because you do have that in families, that does go on. But I'm speaking on in a daycare where you send this child to this facility, and your child loses their life because a 10-year-old was holding the baby, and then what it says is that the baby, she ended up dropping the baby, and when the baby dropped to the floor, the baby began, of course, to scream and cry, and she panicked and began to stomp the baby in the head so hard that it actually left a mark on this child's face. So it's what, I mean, when you look at it, and I remember, it used to be a time we'll tell children that they don't have no problems. What's stressing you? What's worrying you? But now we're at a place where we see that there's something that's bothering our children. They don't know what compassion is. You have children out here that is losing. Um, they become very angry for whatever reasons. We have a lot of entitlement issues that's going on. But we have a lot of children that are losing their lives to children, or supposed to be, their peers and their friends. And um, if anybody's listening, if you heard, if you've dealt with any situations, or just I'm just asking input. Like, how would you feel when you send your child to this daycare? Do you feel that this child, because the child has been charged with murder, first degree murder. So she is a 10-year-old that is about to be charged with first degree murder. I mean, it's sad that we losing our children to the streets. And it's literally, that's what it is, because at this point, anything that's not going on inside of your household is being the streets. And if this is something that's going on at home, because being a foster child, so you already know the child has, and I've seen, people saying, oh, she done been through a lot of stuff. She done lived this horrible life. Is true. But at 10 years old, at what point does an adult step in if you knew she was showing some signs of anger? Because I'm pretty sure this is not the first time that something has angered her or gotten her to a place where she has felt that she wanted result in violence, especially for it to have went to the extent of her stomping this child to death. So, I'm not going to stay on that long, but that was like one of the topics that we were discussing, is at what point, is it that we have these children take accountability, but do we hold the adult responsible for this? Because at this point, the child, yeah, she has to be held accountable. She has to know that for every action that there are consequences, and she has to deal with her consequences. But should um, the daycare facility, the parents, because they're the parents, um, should that be something that is addressed? Should they be held responsible for this? Because I mean, I would want somebody to take responsibility. And do you feel like this little girl sending her away to prison um, is going to benefit her? Do you feel that by sending her away now, is that going to stop? Because I know we say a lot of times, the jail systems and the system doesn't help, but are there enough programs that are out here that's available to this child that's going to aid her in whatever that she needs? Or you know so if somebody, listening, if that's something that if you thought about it, if you dealt with it, if you know of anybody in that situation, let me know, because I'm serious. I want to know when you have children involved, because I know of a personal situation that occurred years ago here where I'm from, where there was a child involved in the murder of a baby, a similar situation, like very, very similar to this situation. And um, I remember the officer saying like the child didn't have remorse for what had happened when they had taken the life of this infant. And so, and to me personally, this is like something similar to what is going on. So I'm wondering, what I'm saying, at what point do they step in? Walter, why do we need to care about her needs? Shouldn't it be caring about the baby that had no voice? Absolutely, Walter. Absolutely. I feel it, but this is what I'm saying. So with her being a 10-year-old though, would you agree or disagree that something had to be going on? There has to be something that would make her respond like that, because the average 10-year-old, even at 10, is not going to slam a baby to the ground and stomp them, or not even slam them. Because she says that she dropped the baby. Most 10-year olds, I know they might panic, because I have a 12-year-old grandson. I'm pretty sure he's gonna panic and he'll probably come up with some other excuse as to what happened. But to go to the extent of stomping his baby, yes, I feel like she should be held responsible. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and when I say care about her feelings, because I mean, it has to be something. Something like, that's like I'm saying, something had to have occurred in this child's life for her to respond if there's like any signs of abuse. And again, it is even not so much as about her; it's about her parents, the foster parents. Where were they at the time of this 10-year-old that was babysitting somebody's child? And we're not just talking about like the lady was babysitting. This is a daycare facility that this lady, that this family has, that they allowed the 10-year-old to be providing care for somebody's child that they are getting paid for. So they are literally at a facility, and they are literally allowing a child to work. So that's like a 10-year-old can't work in a child care facility. And I mean, I know we have like family care centers, you have them in the household. You might have your child help with little stuff around the house, maybe cleaning up, maybe help you serve a snack. But as far as going to the extent of holding, babysitting the child, because of, I don't remember them saying anything about an adult being in the room when it all took place. And then if an adult was in the room, that's even more cause for pause with that whole situation, because that adult was there. But when it comes to the baby Walter, and I do understand because there are two children involved, yes, I completely am with that baby that did not have a voice. Absolutely 100. I'm with the child. I'm with the baby. That something should be done. But what do you feel would be a adequate amount of punishment? Do you feel like she should be charged as an adult, Walter, or do you feel like it should be something that's juvenile and they should be able to offer counseling or something? Because I mean, and because we see every day that 10-year olds, even less than that, but we see every day that the world is getting worse, and these children are continuing to get worse and worse at the crimes that are taking place. They are literally taking people's lives. You see children now a part of the greater population that's being arrested for. Excuse me. So we see, okay, instance, like I have a 2-year-old grandchild right now. This 2-year-old is, they know better, and then there are some things that they don't know. So is when, like, to know, I could tell her to not do something, to be quiet, to lay down, it's time to take a nap, and her to literally sit in my face and to laugh, and to know it's time. If I was to say something to her, if I was to get up and approach her, she would lay down. So then we know that at a certain level she understands. It says the county should sue the daycare she was working at, and then use the funds to put that young lady down. Walter, you know what? Walter, I said, no, you don't. Walter, make it make sense. Now, we're not finna say put the child down, because that's a 10-year-old child. And I'm pretty sure that there's something that can be done that does not result in another child losing their life. I really don't feel like when it comes to certain stuff, children, certain things, I don't feel, what I'm saying? I feel like there should be a mediation program. There should be something that's set in place. Maybe putting her into a group home facility where she is going to stay in a group home facility where, what I'm saying? And that's where she have to live her life. But, I'm not, just a second. Again, I apologize. Again, make it make sense. She, she is having a moment. Bria, please lay down and stop it. Right now, stop it and go tonight. I apologize again. But again, so, okay, so, Bria, please stop it right now. Life for a Life will stop a lot of these killings. People choose jail because it gives them somewhere to live and change their life. This should not be the state's job. And that's true, but at the end of the day, I apologize again. Brielle, I would not agree with you, Walter, when it, again, a life for a life, I agree to a certain extent. There are some things and some people that, yes, should be put down. But again, this is a 10-year-old child that we're talking about. So you really do feel that taking this child's life and you don't feel there's no hope for any type of reform when it comes to a child. Because I mean, there's some people, maybe there is a possibility for reform. But again, with not real too much of a back history for this little girl, and not knowing if she has responded out of anger or the issues that's going on. So, and then we're speaking for what we would do with the child. So, what would you do with the adults that were supposed to be providing the care to both the 10-year-old and the infant? Because I mean, you would have to put blame on both. You can't just blame one of them because the child should have never been left alone with this baby in order, for any of these things to happen. So if we gonna charge her, what would we charge the adults with that was supposed to be providing the actual care that actually got paid to provide this care um to the adult, to the kids. Stop it. Now, and then so we're gonna give a moment to think about the 10-year-old, but then we're gonna go into a little bit over again because so our general is like the 11 through 24-year old age group. That youth group is what I kind of focus on. But this one here is a young man that is 22 years old, and he was actually arrested. Now, the problem, and this is actually what I consider, and this is a very violent crime. It was said that a 22-year-old man was arrested for alleged voyeurism after peeping into a minor's room holding lube and standing on a bucket. So somebody came out and actually caught this man. Um, they actually caught him, he ran, and he's a 22-year-old young man that was caught looking into a minor's window, and he was arrested for that. Now, even though they were able to stop him before anything did happen, how should he be jailed? Because at this point, what I'm saying, how should they look at that? Because then you can pre-deter something that's possible to happen, what I'm saying, further. Because if you've already dealt with that, we caught him at the getting ready to do it, or they stopped him before he was doing, even if he wasn't going to do it, if it's just watching, with it being a minor, how would you respond to something like that? How do you feel like, Walter? Because I know you got an opinion for me. How do you think that they should respond with charges like with something like that when it comes to an adult? Because he's 22, even though he's still young, he's very young. And again, at 22 years old, we all heard that men mature a little bit slower. We've heard the different decisions making that goes on, but at 22 years old, you're already showing the signs of a rapist. You're already showing the signs of what you got going on. So how should they look and respond with charging? Because I know you can, certain people, they go and put them on house arrest and tell them that they have to register, but what real deal is the purpose of registering if you're not finna walk around and tell everybody, oh, I'm registered? Most people are not walking around checking, you know what I'm saying? Maybe if there's an app that alerts people when they walk by and say, oh, this is a molester, what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they have it to let me know where they live at. But when we have a 22-year-old that looks like any normal child walking around like so many people do, like what would you consider the charges be for something like that? Then if we're gonna, analyze people take their life from them when they've done this, and again, it is, I'm not gonna say worth that because some stuff I can't put, life or death in anybody's hands. But there are some things that do need to be taken, more serious. Let's see. So a 10-year-old boy gets punished, but a 10-year-old girl can be said. Oh, this show is too. What are you talking about? I'm not. What 10-year-old girl and boy? I'm asking, regardless of a 10-year-old girl or boy, it has nothing to do with sex. I'm talking about an age. I'm talking about age. It don't have nothing to do with a man or a woman. I'm talking about the age gap and the age group that we're looking at, where we have children between the ages of 10 and 20. This is a 10-year-old, and I have a 22-year-old that has not done the crime yet. I feel anybody that takes somebody's life, they should be held accountable for all of their actions. There's no bias between a man or a woman, and I can not see how you can say that I'm biased, especially when the majority of the stuff that I talk about on my show is about what women don't do or what men feel is not taking place when it comes to men from a woman. So being biased is absolutely not me at all. I feel that responsibility should be given. Accountability is something that goes across the board. Accountability does not have a sex. It can't be justified by any of that. Accountability is accountability, period. And I said, what would be the level of accountability that you would feel would be justified when we have a 10-year-old that has taken someone's life? Should we hold the adults accountable? Then I said that we have a 22-year-old that has taken somebody's life where he is an adult. But he has, well, I mean, not taking somebody's life. Let me take that back. That did not take somebody's life. However, he is showing signs of doing something that is a violent crime. Therefore, what would be the penalty that you will impose on him to deter him from going further into committing something that's worse? Or is there something that's one of those worse? Is what I'm asking you. There was nothing biased, and I didn't say anything between a 10-year-old girl and a 10-year-old boy. So I don't know where you get that from. So that was not, you missed. I apologize if you missed it, but that's not what I'm saying. If it's a 10-year-old girl or boy, regardless of either one of them, if they took a life from a child, responding from whatever reason they responded. The little girl said that she dropped the child, then she panicked because the child started screaming and crying, and she wanted the child to be quiet, so she stomped the baby to death. Now, I said this child took this child's life, took the child's life. Nowhere did I say that it's being biased. Nowhere did I say that she shouldn't be penalized for what she's done. She needs to be penalized. But how far do you feel that this child should be penalized for doing this? Because I know right now you have adults that have taken people's lives that are not being put to death. And would you go in and offer this child a counseling, or would you just say, okay, you done did this, this is what it is, and then put you in jail for the rest of her life? That's what I wanted to know. So if anybody else is watching and they have a comment, please let me know. But I don't want nobody to feel like I'm being biased about anything. Because if you know me, and if you long enough you've been watching Walker, you should know by now I am not a biased person. You literally have to make it make sense for me, and that's what I want to know. And I'm trying to make it make sense. Is what level of punishment would you offer this child? Now, to go on to some other stuff that we had looked at was a couple of the other topics. And we do want to say congratulations to Miss K, her son. She is not here tonight because he had an award ceremony this afternoon. Of course, it is that time of the year, so graduations and everything is going on. So we want to say congratulations to all of the class of 2024 across the world that are graduating. All the little kids that's moving up, no matter what grade you're in. If you even all the ones going to school, we congratulate you, made it. Somebody didn't. A lot of stuff happened through the school year. Um, this one, and this is another one. The reason why I was saying this, because there's nothing to be with bias again. So this is another type of situation. These situations are happening here where I live at. So I have another young man. A 14-year-old student was arrested Friday for bringing a 9mm Glock 45 handgun and an extended clip to a Tampa school. And again, I'm asking, what level of punishment should be given to these children um, to deter them? But then when they commit, but is the punishment? I'm trying to think what's the better way to say it. Because when you have a child, we say that children do not respond or don't, answer or do certain things as adults do. But if the children are doing the crimes and we're giving them the same time as adults, or actually it's not, because when they're committing these crimes, we have these children, they might go and then they may be released in a couple of years when they hit the age of 21 because now they're an adult. And you have some children that come home and reoffend, and then you have others that don't. But how would you choose? And should there be a level of accountability put on an adult for a child under a certain age? I mean, because if you have like these certain, like this child here taking guns to school, will we? Let's see. I don't know the details of it, so I can't state my opinion until I know what happened. So with the little boy, let's see. Um, so it says that on May 10th, the school resource officer and administrator at Davidson Middle School were made aware of a student having a firearm in his backpack after other students came forward about the situation. Inside the teen's bag was a 9mm Glock 45 handgun, a 24 round extended magazine, and 9 bullets within the magazine. According to deputies, the handgun was stolen back in 2021 during a burglary in Brandon. The 14-year-old was charged with possession of a firearm on school property and minor in possession of a firearm. There is never an excuse to bring a weapon to school. School is a place where kids should feel safe and protected, Sheriff Chad Cronister said. My message to the teenagers is clear. You made a serious mistake. We will hold you accountable. Thankfully, no one was injured, but this could have ended in tragedy had deputies not arrived. So again, it's still not too much back, but the fact that a 14-year-old is walking around the school with 24 extended clip, like 9 bullets, what out of school, and what level of punishment would be, what I'm saying? That's that question. Like, what level of punishment do you give a child that does something like this, that comes to a school bringing a gun, especially in light of all the stuff that we do have happening that's going on. But when you have governments that are making lax laws when it comes to guns, oh, the 10-year-old. Oh, my bad. The four. Okay, I was talking about the 10-year-old, not the 14-year-old. The 14-year-old needs his ass in jail. Okay, so going back to the 10-year-old, it was an actual video that was playing, but the 10-year-old was baby. She okay, so her parents own a daycare. She's a 10-year-old foster child. She was I guess apparently babysitting or playing with the baby, but she was holding the child while she was in the daycare facility. Something happened where she said the child jerked or did something and the baby fell. When the baby fell, the baby, fell, hit his head. The baby began to scream and cry. Of course, she just dropped this child. And the baby began to scream. She said the noise was getting to her. So she stomped the baby because the baby wouldn't be quiet. And when they got the baby, and the medical examiner said that she stomped this baby so hard that there was the imprint of her shoe was on the child's face. So they have charged her with first-degree murder. And my question was, they haven't spoken on, any charges or anything that was being done as far as the parents. And my thing is, if I take my child to a daycare center, at no time do I expect for a 10-year-old to be caring for my child, especially if I'm paying you for a service. Now, am I to say that a 10-year-old not going to be playing with the child? But if you have a 10-year-old that's playing with somebody's infant and you're being paid to provide, you're being paid to provide a service to this child, and your 10-year-old and the 10-year-old, you get a phone call telling you that my 10-year-old dropped your baby, something happened, and you get there and you find that this baby has been stomped to death. So the father in the video, and I sent a video to you though, the father was actually, he showed up at court. He was like, I literally want this little girl to see the damage that she's done. And when they're speaking on it, it's like, at 14 years old, I mean at 10 years old, for the foster system, and I looked at some of the comments people were saying, she's had a real hard life and she's been through a lot. True enough, she has been through a lot, but at what point is it okay for a 10-year-old to say, "Oh, I don't had a hard life. I'm gonna turn around and kill somebody because I'm frustrated. I'm gonna turn around and take somebody's life because I'm angry and upset." And then the way she said it was that because it was annoying her. The crying of the baby was basically annoying her, so that's why she stomped the baby to death. Looking so I can send it over to you so you can see the video for yourself in depth. But so that was pretty much, and that's why I was asking the question when it comes to the 10-year-old, because she's done this, you know what I'm saying? She has actually shown that she is capable of murder. And they've charged her with murder, but what in so at 10, given if they charge her with murder and she's sent away, like they say they have juvenile lifers and all these different programs, this stuff that goes on. Do we not feel that maybe there is possible? Let's see. Well, she needs to be in jail too. I wouldn't charge her with first degree, but she do need to be charged for it. What is it? Second degree or manslaughter, and I agree with you about the parents. They are responsible and should face charges. Right, and that's what I was asking, and I think I offended Walter, and I didn't mean to, and I don't want to say like to be biased because I'm literally speaking on little girls and little boys. I really feel she should be held accountable by all means. You know what I'm saying? I feel anybody, because me personally, LJ, we go and I'm gonna get into that more depth because we are going to literally talk about the whole snitching, no snitching policy. That's gonna be an episode that we're gonna do. I have a lot of people that's come to me about the whole no snitching policy, so we're gonna talk about that. Because that's gonna actually take me into another case that I'm waiting on some more information to come in about. So we're gonna talk about snitching on next week. Well, the following week because we might do it next week because next week is my birthday, so that show gonna be fun and it's gonna be full of stuff. But again, so and I appreciate your comments though. So yeah, I feel like the parents should be held responsible, and I don't know what level they should be charged with, but I feel like it should be something to do with it. If the baby if she's gonna be charged with manslaughter, they should be charged. That should be something that goes towards them as well, because the mother, whoever that was the actual caregiver, I just don't understand like at what point you thought that was okay in your mind, and I can only imagine how many other times that's happened and nobody said nothing, or it just went on, and this is the time that it's being brought to light, and it's so sad that this child had to lose their life because of something like that. Now, I'm looking for the other one. There's another one. Let me see if I can find it right quick. There was another case um with the with another child, and that's what I'm saying. It's literally we're seeing a lot of cases. It wasn't the child's job to watch that baby, and if the child is holding the baby, the parent should have been exactly. I absolutely 100% agree though. And that's what my thing is, and that's what I'm saying. So because I haven't heard anything about the parents, and that's what I'm saying. I think they were talking about suing, but when you sue, like suing these people, and these people actually being charged with something that's closely related to this murder, because it was truly their negligence with leaving this child unattended with this 10-year-old. And again, like I was saying earlier, I'm pretty sure that her, responding the way she responded, that wasn't the first time that she responded. Because like I said, I was saying earlier, if you missed it, my granddaughter, and she's 2. So at 2 years old, she knows how to cry, and in certain situations she's able to manipulate because she knows how that I'm going to respond. So we have to hold her responsible. I mean, hold her accountable for certain things, because I'm trying to teach her that you're going to be accountable for your actions. So at 10 years old, I know she has to have some level of accountability, but when it comes to the most part, if she was never left in that situation, because I'm wondering if even with them being foster parents, it maybe is more something for the dollar amount. So I think like I be personally, I feel like that's something that should be looked more into when it comes to the parents, the facility, how long this gonna happen. And I do. I worked in, like I said, I worked in daycare schools. I worked in that, and I have an issue with any child that's being abused, especially when it's something that results to this extent that a child actually lost their life when a parent dropped this child off, for care. But, and again, our condolences go out. But we going okay, so that's enough sadness with that for a little bit. We gonna get to some other stuff. So I heard, where is it at? I'm sorry. I'm getting a lot of responses for the t-shirts. If you go and check out the page, there is where you can order the shirts. People sending me messages. The shirts are available. They are $20, but please send me for an invoice. I will send you an invoice to make sure that I have your order, because I do want to make sure that everything gets out to you and that it is what I'm saying, that everything is right. Our first orders will be going out this weekend, and we real deal appreciate, especially DC who started it all off. We real deal appreciate him, especially Make It Make Sense family. We love him so much. We do. The BFAM family, we love y'all. Okay, so let's talk about some fun stuff. So, like I told y'all, my birthday is next week. And if you know me, you'll know I love to give stuff away. I love to do stuff out in the community. I love doing stuff. I love kids. So me at my big grown age of 45. So yeah, auntie will be 45 next year. I mean next week. Next year. Next week we will be 45. And if you checked out anything, so I do have an organization that is called When Life Gives You Lemons, because of my love for lemons. And I have found some of the coolest stuff. So I will be out and about. We will be giving out, doing a giveaway. I am putting together a gift basket. I think what I'm going to do is, because I know that everybody in the world, although you are all invited to come to Blood Don't Make It Family Reunion with Auntie, because um, everybody cannot come out. I think what I am going to do, and I am putting together a gift basket that I will be giving away. Um, We'll be doing a raffle for a gift basket. All the proceeds are going to When Life Gives You Lemons Youth Summer Program. And what that is we will be out in the communities, try to see as far how far we can go, and go out and offer some different services, some different things to the kids out there to let them know that somebody does care. Give them a place to go talk. Try to get together some teen summits that we're working on. I did have the wonderful, wonderful opportunity to meet a young man yesterday. He actually has they have a company, Lumio, which is doing the solar panels and things that's out and about. He has a team that we're gonna get together and do some stuff. He does employ, the younger crowd, that does travel out, and so we're gonna go and do some things with them, and we're gonna just make it make sense for the rest of the year and the rest of the years to come. So if you are, all right, so we're gonna do this way. If you are interested in registering for a opportunity to win the gift basket, what I need you to do is, and you have to listen, and then you have to go on my page. You have to join the Make It Make Sense with Auntie page. It's on Facebook. You have to join me on there. When you go on there, I am going to have some instructions on the things that you need to do in order for an opportunity to win this gift basket, and I am going to ship the gift basket off to you. I'm not going to take this out because it is very, very large, but it will have, you will have a picnic blanket so you can go out there and make it make sense. Remember, When Life Gives You Lemons. I will be including, of course, your little lemon cup. And I love this little cup. I really do. As you see, it's a little lemon wedge. Of course, you get my favorite candies inside. You're gonna go ahead and get you the some lemon heads. And there is also a gift bag which I did not bring inside with me, so I don't have that with me. But you will also, everything will come packaged inside of a lemon tote that says "Blood Don't Make You Family." That will all be inside. So yeah, you will get the opportunity. So just make sure y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all, if you want to get the shirts are $20 right now. I do have a couple of different designs. I can customize the shirts. The two shirts that you are seeing were actual custom orders that we did for Mr. DC, and the shirts became a hit literally by the time I was able to finish designing them. So if you there is a certain shirt that you want, you do not have to just order purple or black. I can do them in a variety of colors. You can tell me what it is that you want. We will get them customized and we will get them out there to you. If you are planning on being at the event, which is May 25th in Tampa, Florida, and you would like a shirt for that day, it's imperative that I have those orders in no later than this Friday by 8 o'clock in order to have those shirts and everything that, out for you that's available because I do order out for my shirt to come in. I do make them in house, but the shirts are actually I have to order out for certain colors and we want to make sure that everybody has them. I will have some items that are available. I do also have hats. Like I said, we will have totes that are available. Um, and we will have tags that are also available. So if you are interested in purchasing any of those items, they will be available on the site, which I have coming up soon. But you can place an order. Just send me an email at lemonsmakeitmakesense@gmail.com. Again, go over, make sure you join the page and make it make sense with Auntie on Facebook, and that's AUNTI. Make sure you go ahead and join the Facebook group. And I will be uploading things there for you. Again, there are certain things that I do post on Make It Make Sense with Auntie that nobody else gets to see because it is a private group. There are things that I release in there firsthand prior to me releasing anything to anybody else. So make sure y'all do go ahead and check that out. Um, oh, also, we do have a shout out tonight to Mr. Pedro Romero. A couple months back, we did have him on the show from the HS Soap Company. I want to thank this man. He has literally been a changer. As you all know, that Auntie has HS, which is hidradenitis suppurativa. And I live with this every single day. It can be a debilitating disorder. It does cause swelling, knots, well, a lot of pain, surgical procedures. There's a lot of things that goes on in Auntie's life in the back end. And this man literally, I can say he has been one of the, a very intricate part in the healing process with dealing with HS. When he was on the show, after the show, he did send me a sample kit of products that this man creates, and he does create the products himself. This man sent me some stuff, and I don't know if you remember, but Auntie did survive. We had some domestic violence issues, and there was a cut that went across my face that was very, very evident. It was very, very. It was a black mark that went across my face. We have been using this man's products, and Auntie wants to say that we are loving the results. Even when it comes to a lot of the scarring that I've had on my body, I can't say that I go in and remove the sinus tract, but when it came to certain scarring, and it has actually worked on my granddaughter, which has that has eczema. She has very, very bad eczema on her skin. It actually cools and comforts. And then there's a magic healer that goes along with it that he includes a sample in it. It has been like a life saving thing. So if I have any of my listeners that are listening, and you are dealing with any type of skin issues, if you are dealing with anything pertaining to your skin, eczema, acne, and bursa, if you live with HS, these products are wonderful. You know that they actually have. He told me that some of them have like a coffee base or the smell. So if you get a moment, you want to go and check it out. It's the HS Soap Company. So at the HS Soap Company, go and check him out. Please go and check him out. Let him know that Auntie sent you. I'm pretty sure it'll change your life. I real deal. And there's a variety of different soaps. Like I had a charcoal and I had a tea, and the smell is refreshing, and the clean that you feel afterward. It doesn't dry your skin out. The moisture it provides, and it actually removes the scars. Again, I had somebody ask me yesterday. I met a guy, and he asked me when we were talking my age because I was getting my grandchild, and I told him I was like I'm 45, about to be 45, And I can say that since I've been using this soap on my face and stuff, it has removed like the markings and wrinkles and stuff. So I am dealing with a little bit of stuff, which is to be expected. But as far as an overall product, I accept. I take it. He sold me. I'm here for the HS company, so that's something that you want to check out. You have any questions, you can go ahead and hit me up. But again, his name is Pedro, and it is the HS Soap Company. So I really do want y'all to check that out. And smooth transitions, you already know who is responsible for all of our artwork. He is also responsible for the t-shirt artwork, for our shirts that we have coming out. He does a lot of different things. My cartoons, my ebooks that are coming out. We have a lot of stuff that's literally coming out Amazon soon. We will be on Amazon with our books. I do have a novel series that is about to hit the stores, and it is called Karma. Um, and the first two books that we are releasing is Karma and Karma's Reign. So Karma and Karma's Reign. This is a story. It is. I'm not gonna tell you too much. I just want y'all to go get the books. Y'all check in. I'm pretty sure that y'all like them. You'll find something that you can relate to. Now, we're gonna go back into some other stuff that's going on in the world. I seen an article today, and I am a little baffled because it was about a right here. So, okay, so there is a apparently there is a doctor, um, Dr. Darius Paduch. We're going to discuss him, and he was actually charged and convicted on all counts of sexually exploiting his male patients. And I'm just getting the information on him. So he is actually a urologist that was was actually raping his clients under the guise that there were medical procedures that needed to be taken, that needed to be done. So if you anybody dealt with him, I don't know if you have, but there is um, a law firm that had taken over this class action lawsuit for this doctor who medical malpractice is basically what it. Well, I'm not gonna say basically is what it is, and he has invaded these people's rights. And this is a male where we feel that we already have men that don't want to come out and discuss certain things, and men that feel that nobody takes them seriously. Uh, so when we have a person like this that is put in a position where you're a doctor, these men come to you for whatever the reasoning, dealing with their health, their issues. So for you to go and to take something from them, and I'm pretty sure with men going in for these procedures, when they're going in to see the urologist and they're going in to see these different people, same thing when we have women that go to these OBGYNs or they go to these different facilities, and you hear the crazy stories of these women being, raped and touched on while they were under anesthesia and stuff. So now we have this happening where there are men that this has happened to. And I know it said that there was a couple of boys and grown men. So not only did he do it to adults, he also did this to children. And this is another thing, like I was just stating, that this is something that is going across the board. So we have literally talked, because this is an older man, that it says from Will Cornell, urologist, Darius Paduch, and so he's convicted of this for sexual exploiting. So we are literally living in a time where these sexual crimes are becoming more and more. And this is, going from when we spoke on the 14-year-old that, not 14-year-old, the 22-year-old a little bit earlier that was arrested for voyeurism because he was caught peering into a minor's windows, watching a minor with lubricant while he was standing on a bucket at 22 years old. And I'm pretty sure at 22 years old is not when he's, is kicked in. This is what he's going to be doing. But the fact that you're looking at a child, so your mind is already where you're not even looking at an adult. You're already preying on children, and you're not much older than a child yourself. And then we get to um I'm not gonna say growing out of stuff or because then you have a doctor that is literally an older male that was put in a position where he's literally entrusted with these men coming into a facility, and while they're in his doctor's office with this man is literally has taken, you know, their trust. He's violated them. He's done all this stuff. So we know that it's not something across the board. I mean, it doesn't have like, there's like not really too much of an age gap with the crimes and the things that we're seeing. But, and again, it goes back. Do you feel like the stipulations that are being placed and the laws that are being in place, are we putting the sentencing is, I guess that's what I want to say, the time frames and the charges and the things that's going on, we are seeing an influx in all of these crimes. Every week I come on here and pretty much the whole week I have received articles dealing with some type of sexual crime. And more we're seeing crimes where they involve children. Because, you know, the thing was, out of every story that I talked about tonight, there was a child victim involved in that story at some point. Even when we got to the 14-year-old that took the guns to the school, because evidently it invoked fear because we had children that went and spoke up about him having this weapon at this school. When it, you know what I'm saying? So when we have a 10-year-old that take a child's life, you got a 14-year-old that's coming to the schools, you have a 22-year-old that's preying on the children. Then you have this doctor here that not only did he molest and rape adults, he also did it to, it said he had two young boy victims. So therefore that means that they're under a certain age because they didn't consider them to be men. So again, what should we do when it comes to putting down the, you know, the laws and the stipulations when it comes to those crimes that you are actually out here committing? Are these sentences, are they fitting? Because if you put a child, you can lock them away forever, or are we gonna try to give them a chance to um you know what I'm saying? We go in and put them in programs to see if we can go ahead and reform them. And then you turn around, then you have people that are older that are in other positions that are in, that's a doctor, you know what I'm saying, that's here, that's showing us that he is in this place here where we don't even know that this is what's going on. But this man has done this over a time frame. He has been raping and molesting men under the guise of medical. So should he be held, even when it comes to the charges? You know what I'm saying? Should his charges be different because of, he knew better? He took a vow, he took an oath, and for him to go in there and betray people, you know what I'm saying? You have him, so would you give him the same charges? You know what I'm saying? As somebody that did this that wasn't a doctor. And that goes back to the 10-year-old. Like, you had a 10-year-old, you're gonna charge her as with first degree murder. And I absolutely 100% agree with Zoe when he said that, no, you know what I'm saying, maybe second degree, the manslaughter, yes. But then as an adult that knew better, you knew the risk of putting this child in there. Should you be held responsible? So should we hold everybody that's responsible in this? And then when it goes again to the doctor, you put yourself in a position where you had the authority to do this. Just like when we come to officers and we speak on them, should we uh, change the levels of responsibility depending on the actual amount of knowledge prior to what you did? Because like the 14-year-old, you knew when you took that gun to school. Whatever charges that come with you, if a parent come back and say, well, no, he didn't pull the gun or he didn't shoot the gun, right, but he took the gun on school grounds. He knew this gun was not supposed to be on school grounds. So we would penalize them for that. So when we go back to the 10-year-old child, would we not penalize the parents of the 10-year-old child because they knew that leaving this child in the care of a 10-year-old could result in something happening? I'm pretty sure they didn't think about a death, but I'm pretty sure they knew that something could happen with the child falling or something being injured, choking, whatever. Because me, again, I have a 2-year. I don't work with children for over 30 years. I don't work with kids, and I still worry and be stressed out even when she's not listening or doing something. That's even when I worry more because at 2 year old she doesn't listen. So with this baby being under 2 years old, at what point of level of responsibility did this girl, you know what I'm saying, do you put on her because a 2 year old couldn't respond to her? But do you expect a 10 year old that would be able to manage dealing with emotions? And apparently she couldn't deal with that either. But go again, and go to the parents. Did you not know that this child was not suitable to be left in the care of a child? So what should be done to the adult? All right, y'all. This has been interesting. I'm waiting on the rest of the responses. I am getting some coming in. I want y'all to let me know how y'all feel about this. What level of responsibility should be placed on the parents of the 10-year-old? I will repost the article on Make It Make Sense with Auntie. Again, everybody, if you are interested in purchasing the shirts, you can contact me on Lemons Make It Make Sense at Gmail, or you can also reach out to me on Facebook. Um, the shirts are $20. I will send an invoice, so please contact me first before you send any money for the shirts. Please contact me for an invoice so I can make sure everything is done and everything is sent out, so we can make sure shipping and everything is taken care of. Again, next week, make sure y'all tune in. I'm going to be doing a giveaway that day, especially for my birthday. That's my pre-birthday giveaway. If you're interested, again, join Make It Make Sense with Auntie. What else do we have going on? Miss Kaden will be back next week. Oh, and I want to say thank you to everybody that participated in the Mother's Day lemonhead cake giveaway. It was a wonderful success. I can't wait to do something for Father's Day. So if you are interested, please hit me up to let me know if you would like to be a part of that, and we can see if we can get out to your community and help out, or any organizations that we help out. Remember that May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so please take that into consideration with people that's out there. That a lot of people are going through things, and everybody don't deal with stuff the same way. So if you know somebody, or if it's you yourself, please talk to somebody. Go reach out, get you some help. I know here we have 211. You can reach out. Reach out to a crisis center. Just write it down. I do know writing it down does help with some stuff, but you know what I'm saying. Just taking it straight and make it make sense. Whenever life gives you lemons, always make it make sense with Auntie, and we will see you next week. Make sure that you tune in next Thursday, and we will be starting a new show on YouTube, which will be on Fridays, and it is financial literacy with Auntie. So it's going to be making it make sense with Auntie and the financial literacy for youth. So we are going to start getting them prepared for life, setting up bank accounts, all that good stuff, going to jobs. I do have an ebook that's coming out, and I will be doing an event for the youth, when youth are actually going out to get jobs, and we're going to put together something for them to show them, how it is when you first get a job, and working teenagers getting that first job going in, because I work with a lot of teenagers in a lot of different places where I've been in GM, and I see a lot of the issues that they face. So we are going to go ahead and focus on that, help them get that set up bank accounts, make better decisions. Going forward, congratulations again to all the graduates of 2024. And again, when life gives you lemons, make it make sense. Also, check out Smooth Transitions on Facebook and IG for all of your art needs. Go ahead and check them out. Don't forget, shirts $20. You can always send all donations. Auntie 24.